Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we're going to be reacting to prisoners in Finland live in open prisons where they learn tech skills, which is quite the title because there's a lot of schools in the United States where they don't even teach tech skills. So let's get right into this. This reminds me of my one Finnish friend that I met in Berlin. He was a really nice guy and very proud to be from Finland, very knowledgeable on United States history, and we talked for a long time about different political subjects and things of that nature. But anyways, I digress. Let's get right into this. As you guys know, the prison and justice system in the United States, well, there's a lot of issues with it. We can get into that throughout the video if it's brought up, but definitely going to be comparing what I know about the prisons in the United States to what they have in Finland. So here we go. Let's get it.
This man is serving a life sentence for murder.
I'm sorry, I'm a little body conscious, as you can see. I've gained a few pounds.
A dip in the frozen lake behind the prison is part of his regular workout routine.
No problem, it's okay. Okay, your turn.
Welcome to life in one of Finland's open prisons.
What?
There are no cell blocks here, just dormitories. Inmates come and go in their own cars. When Matti isn't at the nearby university campus, he's in his dorm room, studying for a career in tech.
Some entrepreneurship books, marketing books, user experience, all kinds of digital and IT studies.
And we have this kind of normality principle that prisoners should be treated equally, even though they are prisoners, but they should have access to same services and rights as other citizens.
Wow.
In recent years, Finland has been named the happiest and safest country in the world. Citizens here enjoy generous public benefits, universal healthcare, subsidised daycare for children, and free college tuition. Promotional films like this, produced by Finland's Criminal Sanctions Agency, document how prisoners are eased back into society, with work opportunities and help from counsellors. And the incarceration rate here is one of the lowest in Europe, a quarter of what it was in 1950. In Finland, only 1 in 3 former convicts ends up back in prison. Compare that to the United States, where 2 out of 3 get locked up again within 2 years of release. A 2018 bill included sentencing reforms meant to reduce what is referred to as recidivism, but they only apply to inmates in federal custody. Just 10% of the 2.3 million people incarcerated in the US. Critics say the 2018 reforms are only a small first step and fall far short of the kind of meaningful change Finland is so proud of. The scale, of course, is different. Today there are fewer than 3,000 in the Finnish prison system.
What?
The number of people behind bars in the US is equal to half of Finland's total population. A reimagining of what prison looks like here started nearly 70 years ago, when this Scandinavian nation began building one of the most humane systems in the world. In some of the latest steps, Finland's Criminal Sanctions Agency is investing heavily in technology training.
The first topic is what is AI, then the second topic, problem solving.
Yo, this guy in prison is literally learning about the same stuff as me in university. I'm not laughing because it's not funny. This is amazing, but it's pretty sad. The United States, and again, prison, heavy ties to a lot of our history and slavery. Really, if you look that deep into it, you'll see there's some heavy correlation with who are the incarcerated individuals. So yeah,
With AI.
And building a state-of-the-art smart prison for women. And even testing VR to provide an escape from the drab walls and fluorescent lighting of Turku, Finland's highest security closed prison. Mika, who is 10 years into a 15-year sentence,
Joo.
is walking through a 3D forest.
Kamala ottaa nuo lasit pois tiedäksä palata tähän todellisuuteen taas.
He appreciates the chance to interact with VR technology and learn the basics of working with computers.
Että sanotaan, lisään vielä tämän verran, että tämmöisiä vankeja, ketä on välillä käynyt vapaana ja tullut takaisin, niin on sanonut ihan suoraan, että ei siellä pärjää, niin kuin, että siellä on niin paljon erilaista tämä kaikki niin kuin tämmöiset, että kaikki on niin paljon tietokoneistettua, että olisi hyvä saada sitä oppia.
We try to educate the prisoners to use digital services in a meaningful way so that it would really help them to rehabilitate, that help them to take care of themselves and take care of their daily affairs and the kind of things, the kind of skills that you need when you reintegrate back to society.
Now Finland is investing in the infrastructure to support that readjustment. A €34 million prison that many hope will set the standard for the future. No
I hope
bars,
so.
glass windows, an internet connection in every room, and small touches meant for comfort.
This is our specialty is divan. Yes.
When it opens in this fall, the brand new facility in Hämeenlinna is expected to be Europe's most high-tech women's prison. But just across the road, a reminder of the past. The old facility, built in 1972, once housed both men and women. It shut down in 2019 after years of disrepair, mould, and other reasons.
This was before toilet.
And where did they empty it?
I take this and put there. The smell was terrible.
And just a few minutes' drive away, a relic built in the 19th century and modelled on the American style of prison that is still widely in use today. Cell blocks arranged in a radial floor plan, prisoners living in solitary confinement.
Ooh.
This one is a museum now, preserved to show just how hard prison life here used to be. For Matti, the road...
The craziest thing about this I've visited U.S. prisons, and this looks exactly like them. Exactly like them. What I was going to say, though, is these new state-of-the-art prisons that Finland is building. If those prisons existed in the United States, and the prisoners were granted as much freedom as they are granted in Finland, there are a lot of people in the United States who would literally voluntarily go to prison, because that life in prison is much better than the free lives that they're living. So we have a lot of issues in the United States, a lot more people, a lot more types of people clashing. And I'm not necessarily justifying our prison system or anything like that, but you know, we always get compared to other countries, and even in this video there was a comparison to the United States. It's very difficult to compare two countries that are so different and with such different histories. The Scandinavian countries, I've always looked up to them just for the sheer quality of life. You know, everyone seems super happy. It seems like those countries are always on a rotating list. Who's going to be the happiest country in the world? Is it Norway? Is it Finland? Is it Sweden? Who is it? Let me know. It's one of those, I swear.
Preserved to show just how hard prison life here used to be. For Matti, the road to reform has led him to a career that he would never have dreamed of before. He connected with Reactor, a digital agency that designs online education courses. When they heard he was participating in this story, they invited him to give some feedback on the program.
I'm eager to hear, like, what did you think about the first course? What was your general impression about it?
It was shown quite simply what is AI, what isn't AI. So that was really good, and kind of like show that it's not about magic.
Seeing him in this meeting, it's easy to forget that Matti is still serving out his sentence for murder. In that time, he hopes to complete a university degree and start a business.
One way to get kind of like employed is, of course, self-employment. So, and a lot of prisoners have already the entrepreneurial mindset.
Based on Matti's recommendations, Reactor is planning to add an entrepreneurship course to the prison curriculum.
It has like enforced my trust in also like this Finnish prison system, where
Yes.
where like giving chances to people like you. Like
Yeah.
it's awesome.
After the meeting, Matti heads back to Louka prison. But he is excited for the future.
At the beginning of my sentence, I thought that there can only be negative things in being in prison, that basically life is over. But I think you should give people a chance. That's the most important thing.
You know, I'm not saying I disagree with him, and I do think it's great to give people second chances, but where do we draw the line? Because there's people in the United States, you know, murder sometimes can be a life sentence. And I don't know any of the context of his case. I don't know what type of murder he committed, who he killed, or what happened, but I mean, I agree with giving people a second chance, but at the same time, I'm not talking about him specifically, okay? I'm just saying in general, like, if you take someone's life or do something crazy that ruins someone else's life, you definitely have some consequences to face. I'm not saying he isn't facing consequences, but I don't know. That's a really difficult thing to balance, like, what is just, what is fair, and each country has their own way of determining that, and oftentimes I think we get it wrong, especially in the United States justice system. Sometimes it's just a slap on the wrist, and, you know, the convicted person, but sometimes felons just get right back out onto the streets and do the same thing over and over again, and the cycle continues. I mean, we saw it with the statistics. 60% of U.S. prisoners are back in prison within 2 years or something like that. Like that's just a ridiculous metric, and it shows that there's not much rehabilitation within the United States prison system, and rather it's a temporary band-aid because we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. But I still thought this was an excellent video showcasing the Finland prison system, and really cool to give people a second chance. I'm not saying this guy is a bad person or he won't go on to do great things, but I'm sure what he's done in the past will follow him and haunt him. So that might on itself be enough, but yeah, wish the best for this person and everyone in the Finland prisons and everyone in the United States prisons, of course. But wow, this quality of life is something we can only really dream of obtaining. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.